Hello, students. I'm Merfolk. Welcome back to Hint Kingdom, or welcome to Hint Kingdom. If you're new here, I'm SOooooo Meren, and this is my channel. And today we're seeing the second part of my rewrite of the Dragons in the Nine Realms. But before that, I want to clarify one thing that actually, for me, now that I see it, or at least look back to, I got wrong, which was to compare the Nine Realms with the Speed Writing Free. Because even though yes, both of those shows are just cash grabs, at least in the Speed Writing Free one, we have some freaking growth within the characters, and they actually knew how to work up tension. Like in the first season of Speed Writing Free, we do not get any cliffhangers, 2 any big danger that the girls go on to, and 3 any major freaking plot points. We see that in later seasons. Like in the first season, we go from them hiding in certain parts of a cave from a bear to I can't remember exactly which episode, but I think it was one of the last seasons. I'm gonna say for the time being season 6. We see them going freaking head to head with freaking wolves. Say what you will about freaking Speed Writing Free, but they at least knew how to work a freaking plot and storyline. Even if it had just as many, if not just 1 or 2 more episodes like the 9 rounds, they at least knew how to work with the time that they have for each episode. Say what you will, but yeah. And of course, I hope that the 9 Realms does the same things for the later seasons that we're gonna see of the show. I really hope so. Pray that it will happen, because just like you, wishing for the show to get better in the future seasons to follow. I have nothing else to say other than please enjoy part 2 of my Dragons in the 9 Realms rewrite, and I hope that you're looking forward for the next one, which will probably come later than the other one, because I am in the middle of it. It's in the season 3 and season 4, and of course I'm still working with my friends in the sense of trying to see how we're gonna do the part 2, the actual part 2, or the one that was actually supposed to be part 2 of us reviewing the seasons of the 9 Realms. So that's basically what we're gonna do for the general consensus, and since I'm already here, I guess I would just tell you what the first season is gonna be about, to just get at least one season over with. Hey guys, so I just noticed that we don't really have an explanation as to why the dragons are outside the hidden world in the first place. So, theme is going to be, yes, along the same lines of the comet or the meteor. But what's gonna happen in mind is that the meteor crashed and somehow managed to do a really big earthquake. And somehow the earthquake was strong enough to do a small underground quote-unquote earthquake in the hidden world, and so the gates were open, because we can guess that probably along the lines of just, the dragons being in the hidden world, they closed the doors to the hidden world or the Caldera. I don't really know, but basically that's what's gonna happen, if that makes sense. So yeah, basically the dragons were just playing, the earthquake happened, and they saw this hole that they haven't been through before, and they thought, oh, new adventure, and they went through it, and now they're in the normal human world. Back to Emma in person talking. We start the show by a monologue of Alex. No, it's not about her talking about the dragons, because that's one of the things that actually just pissed me off the first time I watched the 9 Realms. What we're gonna do is just her monologuing about her life, if anything. I mean, just her life. Like movie 1 Hiccup, where he just was talking about Burke. We're gonna have that, just a little bit of talk about her life, and in doing that we can basically find out about the duck bite, but of course in a beautiful way, kind of like how happened in the 9 Realms, because the way that actually happened, the 2 characters, aka Alex and Tom, sadly, literally sat down and just talked about it. So we're gonna have it in a similar way, just of course through her memories of being something really sad. We're gonna do that. We're gonna be going to Lon and Alex's school, because again, the main characters in here are Alex and Lon. So we're gonna basically be looking at them in their last day of school. Because another thing that got me so worked up about the 9 Realms is the fact that we don't freaking know what time in the year this takes place. So for clarity and time's sake and just setting's sake, we're gonna have this show starting at the end of their school year, going to summer. And so of course, as you can guess where this is going, the summer, Lon and Alex are going to spend it in the project, and that's how the shenanigans begin. My voice is dying. Thank you to Jack for keeping me alive. Just shifting to the girls in the actual, like, they're talking about what they're gonna do in the summer. Then Lan talks about her mom and the new projects and also their annual dinner to start the summer because, again, like I said, Lan and Alex are like childhood friends since like kindergarten. During the whole monologue of Alex in the first few minutes and seconds of the show, we can actually learn, of course, how did they become friends. How they become friends, I'm not gonna tell you because, again, I'm trying to keep this theme very vague and probably gonna make stuff on the fly because I'm like that. So basically we have that, and then they're caught off by the last spell of the last class that they have. We got to their houses and they're settling in, and we get to meet Alex's moms. So yeah, they talk about a little bit of what they're gonna do this summer, and then we cut to their dinner. Of course, Lan's mother is being her normal rude self towards her daughter, just a little bit, and we can see a little bit of disappointment in Lan, and then just, you know, normal shenanigans. And then they bring up how they're gonna go somewhere in here. For the time being, I'm just gonna say Norway, and about the project and everything, and how they're probably not gonna be back until the summer's end. Alice's mother look at each other being like, we're gonna have her in the house the entire summer. But then Lan's mother and Lan herself, if Alex could come with, since again, Lan is probably also just gonna be a troublemaker around, and since Alex is of course a little bit more calm and a little bit, again, introverted, so they asked her if she would like to go. They assured Alex's mom that it's gonna be completely safe, so she agrees on going to the thing in Norway, in the project, and as I place in here, Alex's mother is have alone time. So stuff happens, blah 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 blah. They get to a project and blah 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 blah. At night, the girls are having a sleepover since Lan's mother is working late. As I place in here, Lan decides to go rebellious and sneaks out into the night in the forest. And Alex goes after her because they want to get in trouble. And then, while looking for Lan, Alex falls into a hole, and that's the end of the episode. Her in a hole, her hearing an animal, aka the featherhide. The next episode happens, and Alex tries to befriend the dragon, but of course she's more than anything just scared. Like, you know, in those moments where this animal is just being really sweet to the protagonist, but the protagonist is just freaking out of its wits, that can't see that the animal is there to help, not hurt, to hurt them. That's what I'm gonna do. The dragon, if anything, is gonna pick Alex up from the hole and take her up. We're not gonna go into the first flight yet. The dragon, seeing that Alex is having a little bit of problem trying to locate Lan because we're in the freaking forest in Norway of all places, the dragon decides to give Alex a ride on its back to just help. Because if there's one thing I like about the friendship between Alex and the featherhide in the actual show, is the fact that the featherhide kind of got curious about Alex and decided to follow her because, I don't know, I just like that. And the fact that he chose her, the featherhide chose Alex, so I kind of like that, and we're gonna kind of keep that, of course, just a little bit different. I'm not gonna go out to do a copy paste, just hell no. When I saw the many parallels that was in the 9 realms, I just wanted to end it all right then and there. So basically that's what we're gonna do. Alex flies the dragon that night, finds freaking Lan somewhere, and then says to the dragon, hey, right there, put me down, please, just put me down because I don't like being at this height. So the dragon puts her down and just vanishes into the night. And Lan and Alex reunite and go back to the camp. The next day, Alex finds out that the dragon actually followed her home, her biggest fear and nightmare. So she tries everything that she can to get the dragon back to the forest with the help of course, Lan, because she can't do it on her own. And again, Alex and Lan are friends in childhood, so they trust each other on everything. They're like this. Alex just asks help to Lan to help her get this freaking dragon back into the girls are going to be, you know, just scared of their wits that they found this mythical creature. Of course, Lan will be a little bit more excited because, again, she loves this stuff, so if anything, I kind of want to place it like how Alex from the Land of Stories found out that she was actually in the Land of Stories, like how excited she was and how Gunnar was so terrified of his surroundings, kind of like that. Just Lan is gonna be Alex and Alex is gonna be Gunnar. Basically, they take the dragon back, and then if anything, we can place that the dragon helped Alex to get out of crazy situation, and then in that episode, they named the dragon. So the next episode will be about Lan and of course how she gets her dragon. And basically, like I place here in the next Lan is kind of like, I wish I had my own dragon. And so they are like, you know, calm, chill, and walking, talking about how the frick they actually discovered that dragons are real. And then Lan loses her jade necklace. If you're wondering, doesn't this sound somewhat familiar to what happened and how we got to meet Wu and Wei? Yes, because there are a few things I actually liked about the show, like certain situations, certain character traits. The whole June fell into a hole in the cave and actually found the dragon. That's kind of one thing that we're gonna do. So basically, the girls start looking for the necklace. I kind of wanted to place a little bit more plot again. The necklace was maybe given by Lan's father, which was one of the persons that actually believed in her, if you can say that. So we're gonna do that. They search it, and they also feel the presence of someone around them. Go and they find the necklace, but it's in this ginormous cave with so many other treasures, and there we have Wei. So Wei, by the time that they get to the cave, he's asleep, but then they move something, they touch something, and then he's awake. And so they do their best to dodge this freaking dragon and just take the necklace and get out of the cave. But then Alex and, let's just call the Dea for now, get out of there. But Lan is cornered by the dragon, and Lan sees that the dragon is looking at her necklace, and she's like, well, I guess that at some point I have to let go, alright? So she leaves the necklace and goes back to Alex and Dia. And then, what are they placing here? And the next day in the forest, they are taking another walk, and the dragon appears, aka Wei. So the dragon gave her back the necklace and the whole thing, blah blah blah. And again, the dragon chose Lan, not Lan chose the dragon. So I know it's kind of like a little bit different of how the How to Train Your Dragon thing actually works, where it was Hiccup that trained the dragon, not the dragon chose the rider. I know it's kind of weird, but again, if there was a time that they should have done things a little bit different, it would have been here, especially in that 1,300 year time span. Like, DreamWorks, didn't you think of that? So yeah, we're gonna have that. Lan names the dragon Wei, and now the girls have the dragons. For the rest of the season, I want to play is basically them just living their summer with the dragons and blah 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 and everything else, and yeah, basically that's what's gonna happen in the whole thing. And I want to place a little bit, of course, angst, so they will be ready for a second season, where I place that the adults kind of learn about the creatures lurking in the forest, but they don't know, of course, what they are. So we just live on a cliffhanger, the adults seeing things in their cameras that they shouldn't have been seeing, and they see that they have been going on since the third or second day they have been at the project, and that's how the season ends. Okay, hello guys, again. I said that now I want to give you a few more things of what the heck is going to happen with the adults. So yes, we're gonna live on that cliffhanger, but throughout this season, they will probably just be like, okay, we're explaining about this little rock, these caves that probably the meteor created, where they're leading, and blah blah blah. Like, actually trying to do stuff, and probably we can have a few scenes here and there where June is asking her mother, Mom, what are you doing, or what are you seeing, like blah, and she's gonna say blah blah blah, and you should probably do this too so you can get more into this and blah blah blah, you know, like small hints of the relationship between the parents and the rest of the stuff and blah 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 blah. Hopefully that will be one thing, and then of course I will get into more things in the second season that you probably and hopefully gonna like. Okay, and I guess since I'm a little bit too invested at this point, I'm gonna do season 2, and then we'll see when I picked up where I left it, because my voice is gonna die really soon. So, season 2! So we're gonna do, again, like I said before, the new arrivals. Again, they were friends since like freshman year of high school. Now they're in their senior year, so basically they're 17, 18 years old. There's one thing that I was kind of confused. It was about parenting in both the first season and the second season. In the second season, they kind of compensated, but I think it also worked in the How to Train Your Dragon franchise, because of course it was Viking times, but in the modern world we don't do that. So we're gonna be giving them, like, you know, an actual age where they're allowed to go outside and tell their parents, I'm gonna go outside, don't wait for me, or something like that. Also, really quick disclosure before someone comes and yells at me, I have seen the wiki, and I apparently found out that Tom and June are both 14. Alex is 15, and for some freaking gosh damn reason, D'Angelo is ageless, so I think I'm just left to assume that he's 15 like Alex, because they're trying to push them together. And also, like everyone else, please show, at least give us Alex and Tom is the only thing that we're asking for you to do right, at least at this point. So yeah, back to the first few seconds of the second season. In the second season, we get to meet, of course, Jake and D'Angelo and their mothers. So I'm gonna place that probably Jake's mother, which is again the millionaire that is actually funding and sponsoring the whole project. We're gonna have her shown up just so she can be monitoring the entire project and how it's going so far. And again, D'Angelo's mother, we're gonna place her there. Maybe she could be able to help somehow by going into the caves that many people will probably not be that skilled to go to. So here's the other thing. So in the show, what I'm gonna do is that the ships that you should be rooting for, Alex is definitely gonna have, you know, a love interest, but it's not gonna be in this season. It's gonna be in this third season. In this season, of course, we're gonna have an, if you will, an enemies to lovers between Lon and Jake. And I literally said that when they meet, they dislike each other and they start a prank war between, like, the girls start a prank war with the boys. So yeah, I placed that by episode 2. The boys are getting a little bit curious about the girls because they're acting a little bit weird and they, you know, go out into the forest for hours and hours on end and just come back really late, and they're just wondering what the heck are they doing in the forest, like what's so important that they have to go there every single freaking day. Like, people would start to raise an eyebrow a little bit, but at least just this two because they're freaking annoying. And I should finish this season really quick because my camera is about to run out of battery. The boys by episode 2 start getting curious about them, or episode 3, who knows. By the next episode they start spying on the girls and more of the adults doing the whole thing with the creatures and blah 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 and blah 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 blah. Episode 4, the boys find out about the dragons. Of course they freak out. The girls convince them, of course, to not tell on them and just to keep the secret. Episode 5 and 6, if anything, we get to see the boys gain their dragons. How they get them, I don't know. Again, this was really vague and I'm not about to get a whole storyline and arc of how the boys get the dragon. D'Angelo gets Plowhorn. Jake, he's just gonna have a random dragon that would probably will be the sign in the storyboard or the meeting for this show. Episode 7, we're gonna have the saddles, because again, I had a whole rant about how the heck the saddles got there and I still don't know. Jake is gonna make the saddles by using the materials from his cars. Of course, Alex placed trackers on them. The rest of the show is more of the adults doing stuff and just figuring out about the project, both on the project itself and also the creatures and everything. Of course, the kids just living more miscellaneous adventures with the dragons. And guess what do we have in here? We meet the villain and we kind of see a little bit of a glimpse of what the heck the creature that the adults have been seeing is. And of course, spoilers, is the nightlight. Both the adults don't know that and the kids, because the nightlight is really elusive. So basically we have that, the villain, and wanted this to be in the show even though I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be there. The kids find Newburgh, and with them flying over the sea and seeing the island of Newburgh in the distance, that's the ending of the second season. The mind, the power I have, people!
Hello guys again, so that's the ending of the second season. Sorry if it went a little too fast, but I hope you got to digest everything. If not, ask me in my community tabs, because apparently now I have a community tab, so that's great. Of course, be patient for the third part and finale. I'm working on it, I'm editing it right now as we speak, so yeah, I'm trying to do my best. Hopefully you like this next part and a little bit of the story. If you have any ideas of how the villain could be like in this thing, I will gladly listen, because I have no freaking idea. I just gave you a really weird situation in the last season. And also, really quick, the love interest for Alex is gonna be more like friends that end up respecting each other and probably growing feelings for each other, kind of like that's how it's gonna be the relationship between the two in my version, not like straight up boyfriend and girlfriend by the end. You will see it by the ending, or at least I hope you feel it and see it by the ending. So yeah, I guess that's it. So bye and see you later.